can check your phone and see if it's live. That's not, girl.
It was the name for me. Not necessarily the face.
Oh, okay.
That's why I posted so you can see the name.
Wow. It didn't connect me to me until you said it. I was like, yes. Because honestly, when I see her with faces like this, I can't really see.
Right.
If I never went to her face. And I haven't never seen her
Okay.
face. So y'all faces look so small like this.
Super tiny.
Yes. You can't really see it. But yeah, you know what? I will.
I'm about to start writing names down.
Yes,
Pulling
please.
stuff out the woodwork.
Yes,
This
yes.
person, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mm.
True indeed. All right now. Wait, let's say hello. Listen. Oh, you want to do, would you like to do the intro?
I don't know what to say.
Just say welcome to.
Okay.
Just wing it.
Okay, we're winging it. Welcome to Singles Exposed Network, SEN.
Yes.
I am a guest, partially, and this is your host, Asia Young, and today we are talking about femininity,
Yes.
the movement, or so they say.
Well, maybe you should be the host.
Oh, wow. That'd be interesting.
Yes, I do think so.
Okay. I guess so.
Yeah, I think you should.
All right. Well, I'm hosting today. I'm hosting today.
Yes, you hosted today.
I'm really going with the flow.
Yes.
This is becoming a regular thing. So we actually were talking about the latest movie that came out on Friday. What's the name of the movie? Woman King. For those of you that may have seen it or you may have not. I did see the movie. I was discussing it with Asia, and we thought that that would be a really good topic. The title of the movie may not really be descriptive to how things played out in the movie. So it's a little sketchy there, but we want to talk about femininity. You always hear about it, different movements of it,
Right.
you know, what it entails, how women are moving on their own. I would say for us,
Yeah.
the song that makes me think about the femininity movement was, in our day and age, was the Independent Women by Destiny's Child.
Gotcha.
Am I right?
Yes.
So I don't know, you know, or Bills, you know, that whole Beyonce was really leading in that era of femininity as it pertains to us 80s babies. But
Yes.
I think it's a good discussion, you know. I won't go into all of that right now. I'll go into certain things later.
You gonna hold that?
Yeah, I was just about to go into a whole, because your mind automatically goes to where? The root issue.
Yeah.
So I was about to open that up, but I think we should wait for a little while. So I guess my first question would be to you.
Okay.
What do you feel as though this whole movement is, or what does it mean to you? Are you down for the cause?
Down for the cause.
Yeah, down with the movement, down with the
Down for the
movement.
Yeah,
I'll share what I think, but I want you to go first.
Okay, so let me ask you, what exactly is the movement?
So I would say to my understanding, the femininity movement is, of course, fighting for rights.
Okay.
Feeling as though, to some extent, some people may feel as though they have equal rights as men do.
Yeah.
Not only as it pertains in the workplace, but in other instances.
Yes.
I guess that would be like more of a personal thing. I think a lot of it boils down to like even sexuality. Yeah, like, that's just what I see.
Yeah.
A lot of that. What else does it entail? I think it entails a lot of independence.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else right now without going too much into what I feel like can be discussed today.
Okay.
So I want to know what your viewpoint is.
Okay.
Later on, we're going to find out what a brother's perspective of that is, what a man's perspective of that is, because a lot of men are completely turned off from this whole feminist movement.
So am I down for the cause?
Are you down for the cause? Have you been a part of it? Have you lived it? What do you feel? But BC before Christ and AC after.
My mind. I think my independence wasn't based on being a feminine, like being a female. So the independence that I had was kind of like, I'ma just do what I want to do when I want to do it. Like it was kind of like more like a prideful spirit, as though like I don't care what nobody thinks.
Okay.
I don't really care what you think as a male. I don't care what you think as a female. I don't care about none of y'all ninjas. I just want to do what I want to do. And so, that's where my independency came from. Okay. As far as like women's rights and being independent, as far as like not being submissive to a man. As far as like, hey, I can do what you do and I can do it better. Kind of like being, we could say, kind of like, I really want to say that? Because most
yes.
Okay.
Go for it. We want her to go for the gusto. Say it all.
Okay. So most times when people are down for this whole movement, right?
Okay.
It's more so they want a man that they can control.
She said it.
They want a man that they control. They want a man that won't buck up. Now, I can say I was down for that. I was down for that. You were? In the past.
Okay.
I was down for wanting to control a man. I want to control where you going, when you coming back, why you ain't answer your phone,
who you talking to, who you with.
Who you with, all the
Jay-Z,
friends. I don't even think I know them, and I don't even know if I like them. You hanging with them, okay? And yeah, like do what I say.
Wow.
Do what I say, And so that's what I wanted. That's what I had preferred back before Christ.
So before you move
inside
on,
of Christ too.
Come on, tell the truth.
Yeah, in Christ. When I stepped in Christ, the sister ain't changed. It wasn't like the blood washed me clean, and I was just so everything's well, and
right.
Doing everything in order. It was not like that.
You didn't have the mind of Christ in that area.
No.
But the shepherd comes for the sheep to gather them in, but he has to teach them a few things.
He gotta teach.
So it's okay. It's no condemnation. We're not going to throw you under the bus. Before you move on, I wanted you to kind of hit on the part where you had mentioned that, you struggled then. So, right. So before you met Christ and you received him and all of these great things, what was going on inside of you that made you feel as though you needed to control the relationship? Because that doesn't just happen,
Yes.
So can you break some of that down?
Well, it's a bunch of insecurities for me. I think what was going on inside of me is that if I don't control you, then you may leave me. You may find something better. You not letting me control you means that you didn't love me.
Okay.
And I wanted to control the way you made me feel. So say if in my mind, this is crazy thinking, by the way.
Disclaimer.
In my mind, it was like, if I control you, then you won't hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
I got one up on you.
Yes.
And if you leave, Ninja, I'm going to be all right. Because I was controlling you anyway.
Come on.
That's
the pride part of it.
Yeah, I attest to that. All of it. It's like, I'm going to be all right. You wasn't even all that anyway. But it's so much dirtiness with that. It's like, and then it's like a revolving door where it just don't make no sense. Like, you want to control him. Then when he don't control him, he don't love you. But then if he let you do whatever you want him to do, then he still don't love you. Well, which one is it? Do he love you or do he not love you?
Right.
It's like just a revolving door. A revolving door. It don't make no sense. And that's how you know, it's crazy thinking, because it literally doesn't make no sense. But let me just say, when I was doing it, I had no idea that it was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't find out until it was revealed to me in Christ. So I couldn't even be set free until I entered into Christ. And then it was revealed to me. And then I had to work on it.
Wow.
So outside of that, outside of Christ, it's just like something you do.
Yeah, it's your regular life.
It's your regular.
That you think this is normal.
This is normal. Everybody's doing it.
You taught me that you're thinking, what you even think, your feelings, your emotions, you think that this is you. This is the makeup of who you identify yourself as.
My God.
And a lot of times we don't want that part of Christ to change us.
Oh my God.
Now we just had that discussion on the round table. Right? We just discussed this about not losing your identity. Sometimes we may be in such a strong fight against not losing who we think that we are, that we're missing out on the renewed mind of Christ Jesus.
Wow.
Because I'll attest to that as well. Like, I was in Christ and my mind was like, it was changing this area, but it wasn't changing this and this and this and this. You know what I mean? Just struggling, just stinking thinking, as Asia would like to say.
Stinking thinking.
Just stinking thinking.
My goodness. So
I just wanted to, just touch on that, because I too, I was dealing with the same thing. To just even share a little bit about myself. That's why I asked you, where did that come from? So me personally, growing up, I grew up with a very strong, independent Black woman.
Yes.
She grew up with a very strong, independent Black woman. And so that was what I saw. Mm-hmm. And even in instances where it was okay for her to, where she may have needed to buck up, to protect, or to literally fight.
Right.
Coming into combat with a man for good reason, I really wasn't shown what it was like to really respect a man, to some extent. And the men that were around me outside of my father were doing things that weren't respectable. You're talking about how you just bang so-and-so out in the back of the yard. It's kind of hard to respect that. You know? Exactly. You know what I mean? And even with my father, I respected my father. I honor my father, but I saw through the eyes and the lens of control. Yes. So the control was so strong that it put men in this place of in a superior spot where it was wait, so can I say anything? Mm-hmm. I didn't know balance. I didn't know what that looked like in a healthy way.
Yes,
it seemed as though when the man talks, you don't say anything.
Wow.
And so God had to break me out of that as well, because I would be very timid surprisingly. People always say, I can't believe this. I'm very shy.
I know. I don't know.
I don't know. I am shy. You've heard it first, Nicole Yancey. I am shy.
I don't know about that.
I am like around people I don't know. It takes me a little while. I mean, I'm 36 years old, so I've grown to, mature more and just like battling the insecurity. Like, what are you so shy for? But it wasn't always like an easy thing. And because of that, I wouldn't, because of like being so shy and timid, there are times when I needed to be collecting data and I wasn't.
What you mean?
Because
tell people what that means.
To collect your data is like when you are dating someone, you're courting, well, not courting, that courting is going into marriage, but when you're dating someone, you're hanging out, you're trying to get to know each other. My pride and then me being shy kind of played against me.
Wow.
So it's like, oh, well, whatever information you give, that's what I'll take, and whatever I choose to give to you, then we'll leave it there. Another form of control.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that I was controlling in that way.
Wow.
Yep. So I was doing the same thing.
So let me ask you this. So when you were out on these dates, okay, the information that you were taking, were you asking questions, or like you were saying you were so shy that it was kind of like you just listening? Like, how did that play out on a date?
I would ask questions, but if there were other questions that I had, I would kind of see where the conversation was going.
Okay.
So if it veered away, I wouldn't go back to the question that I wanted to answer. I would just go with the flow of everything.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Just following.
Oh my goodness, I've done that too.
Yeah.
I've done that. You know what? Actually,
why do we do that?
It's crazy. It's just it's kind of like a not knowing. You need practice.
Right.
Because a lot of times, like, I've done that where conversations, I really was like, nah, I ain't gonna bother with asking that. But why not?
Right.
Why not? Why I can't ask it?
I think, we deterred, but it's fine. We deterred, but it's fine. So the reason why I feel like I wouldn't ask,
I think this goes with it though. Just go with it. I'm gonna bring it back around.
No, it does.
It
Amen.
does.
Amen.
It does. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So the reason why I feel like I wouldn't go with it was, I don't know, like, of course, like just kind of being shy, but I was told when I was dating someone, like, oh, why are you asking me all these questions? You dating, you're not, I mean, I was like in Christ like this. Like, I was like hanging on, like Bethany Baptist, I gave myself away. Like, yeah, God, but I'm still like dating. I'm still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was doing that at the time, and I was not dating any Christian men.
Yeah.
So he like, you asking all these questions because you're high. So
you high, sir.
You're high, sir. I'm blowing you high. I remember he said that to me one day. I was like, okay. I woke up very chipper. I was very, oh my gosh, let me tell you about this dream that I had. He was like, you.
When you do that, because he do interpretations very well. So just tune in.
We are polar opposites. I'm like bouncing off the walls. I'm like, oh my gosh, because yeah, like, right. So I'm like starting to get comfortable now. Like, hey, just doing a little irking stuff, just irking. Like, you're just annoying, right? I didn't realize how irking I was, or can be, because I was like feeling very flirty, right?
Yeah.
Like feeling very open, very fun, because I asked him questions, and he was just like, you're doing too much, like, just calm down. And I was just like, then I'm brought back to sanity. I was just trying to tell you my dream, like, okay. So he was very upset and frustrated.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can say this one here, because he might have been upset because he didn't get the cheeks, right?
Yeah. Say
I didn't know
yams,
cheeks. I don't know. Right.
Yams,
I don't know how y'all
cheeks,
say it on here.
Booty.
So that may have been why. And now you woke up and I'm just, hello, good morning. Do you want orange juice? Like, calm down, right?
Yeah.
And so, he was like upset, I guess, and he didn't call me for like 2 days, 3 days, and I was just like, Oh, okay, so it's Valentine's Day rolling around. Oh, then you thought you was going to call me last minute? No, sir, I got plans.
Mama.
I didn't have plans with anyone else, like one particular person.
Yeah.
It was like my poetry friends. We were going out as a group.
Yeah.
You know, and that was when the relationship ended.
Wow.
Yeah. Because he probably thought I stood him up. He thought I was dating someone else.
He did?
Yeah, like the whole time. I'm like, okay. I wasn't. Yeah. But that was his own insecurity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, I was very mean. I said, I don't need you. I don't need nothing. I got my own stuff. Sir.
Right.
Right? This whole feminine movement, prideful.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be like that, but it was, you know. He was my husband anyway. He know Jesus.
So this thing about independent, because now you're saying that because we go back to, okay, I got my own stuff. Now, we're not saying like it's wrong to have your own stuff.
Come on.
Because who else is going to have it? I ain't with nobody.
I need my stuff.
So I need my stuff.
I got me a little air fryer. You
Come on, air fryer.
That means that I got me my own place. I got me an air fryer.
Yes.
Like I'm out here. Like
I'm out here. I got my car.
Hello. Like I upgraded my bed to a king size. Like
okay.
My bed move up and down. Like hello.
I got money in the bank.
Come on now. Pay this debt off.
I gotta pay these bills because you ain't around. So that's not what we saying.
That's not what we saying.
We got to have our own because you ain't nobody else there.
Listen. This is the table. I gotta bring a little something.
You gotta bring it to the table.
That's a whole nother conversation too, because now what they're talking about is what you need to bring to the table. Oh. That's another conversation. I'm sorry. I'm in 2 weeks. I'm ahead of time in another episode. That's a good episode, though.
Yeah, that is a good. Yes, we should. Yes, we should.
Yes, we should. But we're talking about femininity today.
We are.
And independence.
Because what exactly is independence? Because I think we kind of like take it to another level when we're talking about this movement of femininity, right? But it doesn't have anything to do with the things that you have.
No, not at all.
But actually it has something to do with compromising.
Yes.
Balance.
Yeah.
Because it's okay if you have stuff.
Right.
It's okay if you speak up. It's okay if you ask a question.
Right.
You ask a ninja a question. It's okay. I want to know something.
Hello.
Now, I'm not trying to come at you, but I got a question, sir. You know what I'm saying? I got a question. Now, when you drop your kids off, how much time you spend with your baby mom? What do y'all do at family outings?
Come on now.
Okay.
Are y'all celebrating Christmas together?
Is it okay? I need to know. At 6 a.m. you gonna be over at your baby mom's house,
right?
And open up presents with the kids or what?
House.
And who can come? What's the conversation like? What y'all talk about? First of all, how old your kids? And do you still talk to your baby mom on the phone?
Do you talk to your kids? Because some people
say their baby mom is their best friend. I'm sorry, I'm not dating nobody when your baby mom is your best friend.
No, we're not doing that. Y'all best friends.
I want to be your best friend.
Right. Yeah. When are we doing the switching of hats?
When are we doing that?
Because your soul's still tied to her. But that's
see, we can't know these things if we don't ask questions.
Listen, I had a professor tell me you ask too many questions. Ma'am, that's what you get paid for. I don't understand this math. So I'm going to ask you all these questions. You're mad because you have to go get your son. That's what you get paid for. I'm going to head on over to tutoring and ask them a bunch of questions too. Ask questions.
You got to ask the questions. So that's something I was not doing.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to ask. Whether I ask it flirting, whether I choose to ask it at that time. But it's kind of like, we gonna get there because I need to know what I'm dealing with. Mm-hmm. I need to know what I'm dealing with. Am I like, I don't need am I at that point where I'm like, well, I don't really need a man? You know, would you consider that femininity movement? Is that part of the club? I don't need a man?
Some of it is, yes. However, because this is where I am, getting to a place where you know what you may desire, but you may not need that.
Okay.
So it's like, what is going on if you feel as though you need this man? A lot of people turn because they need to be in a relationship, because they need to be validated.
Yeah.
Or they need their love language may be physical touch.
Yes.
So they need intimacy.
Right.
And they don't know how to crave that intimacy without a body being visible.
Right.
So that, which is why you see a lot of people jump from relationship to relationship.
Yes.
So no,
Yes,
I don't
that's
feel
good,
as
Nick.
though what was your question again? Can you repeat that?
That quote, as far as "I don't need a man" quote, do you think that's part of the movement?
So I guess it would be twofold, like yes and no,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like in that movement there is some pride driven force that's like, I don't need you. And so what happens is when a woman makes that up in her mind, when you come across a man that you may be interested in,
Yes.
you may be so filled up and boastful with pride that you're not even open or receptive to even receiving a man that you do need.
Wow.
That you can be,
That's right.
you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
date and it be like a great thing.
Yes.
But you've moved so much in this independent, I don't need this, that you don't meet your counterpart.
You don't meet your counterpart.
You know?
I love that. I love what you shared there, because it's crazy, because I think instead of saying you don't need a man, it may be so that you don't need what a certain man brings to the table.
Exactly.
Because some men we compromise with because we feel like you may have said,
Come on.
we need that physical touch. Oh, I need you to tell me I'm beautiful. I don't need that.
I went through that.
I need you to, open my door. Oh, whatever. Like, I need you. Whatever you may need.
Yeah.
I think I'm more so when I started dating, and I was dating a guy, and then I stopped dating a guy, I started to miss the company. I was
Can
like,
we talk about the companionship?
I started to
aspect
miss
of
the
it?
company because we had so much fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, does that mean I'm not gonna have fun anymore? Because
But
I had
you-
so much fun with him.
But did you get to the place where you were dating yourself and realizing, like, I can actually enjoy being by myself? Because 9 times
Yeah.
out of 10 people cannot.
So the thing about it is, I was there enjoying myself before he came along.
Come on, ma'am.
He came
That's the
and
key.
intercepted me. Now I was enjoying him. Okay.
Now, that's a different kind of fun.
Okay, that was funner. Okay.
And you cute.
And you fine. Okay. And it's something nice to look at.
Right.
Okay.
And we having fun.
Looking at them good old teeth you had and stuff. Okay. Now I like me some good teeth. And you coming around smelling all good.
Oh, man.
And we went to the gym and stuff together. And so then when he
Smile at her.
was subtracted from my life, okay, he was a plus, and then he was subtracted, okay.
My mind.
And then I had to get used to having that fun again alone,
Yeah.
which was an adjustment. I didn't need to cry about it. I didn't need to be a baby about it. I just
that's
needed
okay.
to make an adjustment. And remember, I had fun before he came along.
Yeah.
And I could go back to that fun just fine.
And not turn into this, now you're bitter.
Bitter.
Now you don't need no man for anything, because
Come on.
now you're going back with this, if you don't heal properly.
That's right.
You go back and you like, oh, I'm fine. I'm gonna do it on my own.
Yeah.
And now you attempt to do the things that he was doing for you. But there's a certain level, we all know this. You
Yes.
can be on your own, or you can be with your best friend, not even necessarily a man.
Yes.
At the end of the day, the presence that a person brings
Yes.
is not going to be the presence of the same presence that one person has.
Right.
So naturally things may be more fun.
Right.
With a best friend.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Absolutely.
sometimes we can move in that pride and I don't need him for nothing. I'm going to just go take, your girlfriend is not a man. Come on, man, stop. She ain't telling you, hey baby, look,
I know.
you looking real. She's not doing that.
No,
So let's not confuse the two.
No.
And then that's when that independence and that pride, I don't need this, it attempts to build back up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And make us move out, and then now it's harder for the next brother. Like
Harder for the next brother.
now you wanna, cause I don't need nobody, cause you hurt, cause your fun left.
My fun
And he
left.
like, I'm here with more fun.
Okay.
I'm on another level.
Okay.
I'm gonna do more. Come on.
I'm gonna do more.
I'm gonna do more than old boy was doing, you know.
Because he didn't last that very long. He didn't last that long. Because the fun that he wanted to have, I couldn't have. And he was not in agreement with that.
That's right.
He was not in agreement. What's up? He was
The
not
fun
in
has arrived.
Listen, the fun isn't right.
It's a different level of
ladies.
fun as opposed to 2, and now there's 3. How you doing, sir?
I'm blessed. How about you?
Praise the Lord.
Twan.
I saw you on the podcast.
Always a pleasure.
We was talking about, we're talking about femininity.
Oh, I was watching.
He was
So
watching.
he's already in tune.
He's already in tune with
Yeah.
us. So the fun. And let me just tell you, I had to go through some stages because I was bitter for a little bit. Because we had went on this jog, right, by the trail, by the house and everything. And I ain't go back to that trail. I was like, passing the trail, like,
Come on now.
I ain't jogging on that trail.
Go back.
Go back to the trail.
No, I done moved away from the trail. I'm in a new city and it's a
Okay.
new trail.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? But
New trails.
but it was the feeling that I got.
Okay.
By just driving by it. So I had to even get past that because that was the bitter. I necessarily didn't really have to go back and run on it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I had to identify the feeling and what the root issue was because it wasn't about the trail.
Right.
It wasn't even
you had on
it was
the trail.
about the fun I had
was
had
about
on
him.
and he jacked it all up on the trail too. And it was that fun he did. He overstepped and it had to be done.
My mind.
And it was that disappointment
Okay.
I had to deal with because the bitterness was with the disappointment when I had because I had this expectation that like a ninja was gonna pull through. Like, all right, all you gotta do is go with it. Just go with the flow. I don't know why
That's
it's
the
so
stop
hard to
for
go
me.
with the flow. Just go with the flow. If we chilling, just chill. Like, if we grooving, just groove. Why you gotta mess it up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you want to be impulsive. Like,
Right.
just chill. It's a nice night. You feel me? But you want to be impulsive. So it was kind of like that disappointment that I had to face with the disappointment of that impulsiveness that kind of like ended the relationship. So, so that's what I had to deal with. Now, back to you. I'm done. I don't know. Nikki is hosting. You do your thing
today.
Oh, you
Nikki is
hosting
hosting, so I'm done.
My first
Yeah,
time
yeah.
ever. So, okay, so you kind of touched on what we were discussing, and we said we're going to get into some things later.
Yes, go ahead. Do your
About
thing.
femininity. So the question is, we wanted to know. So wait, before we skip to you.
Yes.
So how do you feel? Do you feel like it's okay for women to be like, oh, I am strong, hear me roar? Like, what is your take on that?
No, I don't think it's okay.
Hard no. That was a strong no.
That was a strong no.
Right.
Very strong. The reason why is if you so strong, then why is there men around?
Right.
I mean, honestly, it's two different breeds here.
Completely different.
We got a female and we got males on the earth. I don't want to take the throne of the male because they have their own throne.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like to see them work because that's my place. My place is to look at them and admire, like it, because that's how I'm made. I'm made to look, like, adore, motivate, encourage,
multiply,
admire, create, help them with the vision, sow seeds, bring some joy, have them looking in 1 and 2. How can I do that from that place?
Right.
How can I do that from a place of trying to overtake what they're supposed to be doing? I just want to be me. So that's a strong no for me because that's not a part of me. And I had to accept that. And then I had to find out, well, what's the real me? What am I supposed to be doing?
Right.
Because that came from, the streets. I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get
Right, we
no
forgot
love
that
from
one.
me. See, and I don't want no scrub. But
Still. Come on.
But it's all built up on this, this place where it's like facade. Because if you a scrub, I ain't even worrying about you. So I don't even gotta make a song. I ain't even looking your way.
Yeah, whoever made that song, they entertained some scrubs.
Yeah, they entertained
and then they felt led to go and write about it.
Yes. That came from a broken place.
Right.
That came from a broken place.
It's the standard.
I don't have to tell you I don't want you because I ain't even looking at you.
That's right.
So I don't even have to make a song like that. I'm not even worrying about you, bro. So why I gotta put you down? I don't need to put you down.
Yeah.
Just all I'm gonna do is walk by.
Even if you are a scrub, you can be raised up into a king. I'm just saying.
You can be somebody's scrub, and somebody can do something with you. Just not mine, because I done had some. And I done learned and changed.
Yeah.
Because I can't say I never been there, because I have, and them scrubs done had me crying.
Oh,
but, so I gotta interject a little bit right there, right? Because I think the reason why it goes back to the way that a woman was created, right? So we may entertain scrubs because we have the ability to see the potential and say, I can do something with that.
Yes.
That's our like the way that we're wired.
See
you know what I
potential
mean?
To help them elevate.
Yeah. So
that's what a woman is, a backbone to a man.
Exactly.
That's right.
So that's why we entertain these scrubs sometimes. You know what I mean?
To push him to some place he never thought he could make it.
Come on now.
Push it. Okay, so we're gonna go to you.
Oh,
so
I had something to say about that.
Okay, go ahead. Don't let me go too far in advance.
No, I have something to say about that because the thing about it is that goes back into that control that we talked about earlier. Because I can't control no man.
Right.
I want him to not be a scrub.
But with your ability to think that you can turn that potential into what you desire for it to be, that's where the control sets in.
It has to be his desire.
Yeah. And then you're just left.
Yes, beloved.
You know?
How's it going?
God bless you.
How are
Wait,
you?
move over to that chair so you can stay.
King Robert is here in the building.
I'm just a servant, just like everybody else.
Listen,
hello.
So because I can't control him, it has to be his desire, and he got to do the work. I can do all of this, right? And it's going to be draining me, especially if there's such a rebuttal.
Because it's pulling from what your natural general is.
Yes, come on. I can't even do my job because you just, you bucking up against me. Well, so how can I help you? I can't.
Right.
So that would take life experiences to change a man and his heart. And it would have to take him and the desires of his heart to change. Right. It's really nothing we can do but to demonstrate, lead by example, sow seeds, sow time. And, it's but so much a woman can do.
Right.
It has to be him because you can't do the work for him. You're like, oh, go up and get a job. You tell a man, get a job. That's all you're going to be saying is get a job.
Yeah.
You can't fill out the application. You can't go to, I'm here for Robert.
I know.
And Robert is going to say, where's the man? No. And that's how it looks all around. You're telling them what, I expect you, I would like for you to open the door for me. If the ninja never going to do it, then you ain't going to ever feel, you're not going to get the feeling of him opening the door.
It's not a sincere thing.
It's not
I
sincere.
think that it shifts from taking the man out of his natural role.
Yes.
Because now you're telling him what you want him to do.
Come on.
So now he doesn't even feel like he's the man. So the man wants to feel needed, but you're doing everything.
You're doing everything.
And
you're telling them. And so even if you start doing it, it's gonna be fake. You only gonna fake it for but so much. You're like, what happened to you?
So long.
You did it so well for 3 days. The real always come out. So y'all, I'm goofy. Y'all know I'm goofy. Okay, go ahead. Do your thing, Nick.
So the question for you guys is: were you listening to the podcast?
I wasn't listening.
No, okay.
I'm trying to get into it.
It's okay. So we're talking about femininity, like the feminist movement, how they operate in today's society, how you guys think that affects men as a whole, how it affects your life personally, and we were discussing some root issues. Rob looked like he got stuck for a minute.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Me too. I'm trying to pick it apart.
Yeah, because that's a broad statement.
It is broad. So we did discuss like certain aspects of it as it pertains to like dating and like, you know, it's not necessarily based on things. It's not necessarily about what the person brings to the table. You know what I mean? Okay. But it can be brought forth, and we discussed how we were raised. You know what I mean? Like what you see when you're growing up. Like I didn't see like, you know, maybe a good depiction of a man. I wasn't raised with my father. So therefore, you know, I was raised with a strong single black mom. So that, you know, independence, that pride was like at an all-time high, you know? So I'm like, I don't need you for nothing. For God to humble me and be like, this is your natural role. This is what you like. Like this is your place, and it's okay and it's good. But it takes some, I guess, some healing, right? To get to that place, because we were saying that in your mind, like before Christ and even after we were in Christ, we were still to the point where, you know, you kind of looking with the side eye, like, I'm good all by myself. You know what I mean? So what is your take on that as men? Like, how do you
just
feel?
Said it. I'm good by myself.
Who's good by themselves?
Everyone is.
Why is that? Elaborate.
Why deal with BS when you could just be alone and enjoy life?
So what does enjoy life mean? To what extent?
Enjoy it to every extent possible. Whatever extent you want to take it to. Whether you want to go on vacation every 2 weeks, you can enjoy it.
So we did discuss that.
What did we
Being single and being content before you meet a mate.
Yes.
I ain't being content. I'm just going to be single.
You say you ain't being content?
So I heard on the podcast that you were married before.
Yes.
So we may have to do some root work today.
Well, we ain't going to do no root work.
No, you know what? Somebody was pushing you a little bit to share, and I was like, do not push him. He's a man.
Trying.
He doesn't want to be pushed.
Look, he's a man. He don't want to be pushed.
Right, so leave him alone, because women, you know, we just, hey, come on, tell me your feelings.
You already had the answer and you still want more.
Right.
That's what happens. You keep pushing.
Exactly. I agree.
Push me right out that door.
It's the seriousness behind the statement, right out that door. Okay. So are you just like completely, I mean, okay, so that's fine. Mm-hmm. If you're single, right, you may not have marriage in your future or whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
These young ladies that you're entertaining.
I don't know young ladies. I don't know none.
Aren't you my Facebook friend?
I don't know.
Aren't you my Facebook friend?
You know these ladies, Torn. Come on.
I have a lot of friends on Facebook.
So what ladies do you like to? What ladies do you like to entertain?
Let me entertain that question real fast. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Facebook is for entertainment.
Okay, so outside of Facebook, Torn.
Wait a minute. Let me finish. I don't think anything will become serious off of Facebook. Right. Anything, unless that person calls, texts me every day in my inbox, like this person must want something. Other than that, I don't care about what people post on their walls and what I talk about, what they talk. That's just entertaining. I might be bored, you know, I'm gonna put some post up. I'm gonna say, you know, I fell in a patch of eggs or something. That's how I go. You know, just to get a laugh or get a like, you know, and you just go on about your business and read the comments. You know, you never, but you don't never see me post my personal business on there.
I don't know. Yeah.
I
mean, I'm not paying attention that hard.
You know how to respond.
Because I'm thinking like, well, what does he post on his Facebook? But what I'm saying is like, okay, so you're saying that you don't entertain any women at all ever? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, on Facebook.
It kind of feels like you can't answer the question.
You mean? Oh, you saying do I entertain women?
Yeah, do you entertain women?
We're saying,
no, I am the entertainment.
Can you get him?
No.
Can you get him?
Yes, you are.
I don't entertain anyone.
Oh, the women entertain.
So
you.
am I not? Am I using?
That's what I'm saying.
That's a perfect response, man.
There you go. So the women are entertaining him.
No,
I'm
the entertainment.
You're the entertainment.
So you entertain.
I don't have to entertain. Once
excitement.
I pop up, that's the entertainment.
I'm the excitement.
I'm everything. Everything you've been looking for in a bottle, in gin, and you put the wish in, boom.
So the question is, who do you like to entertain?
Myself.
Dude.
Oh my!
I think that he's trying to make it hard.
I don't know what's happening right now.
I like to entertain a woman that's fun.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? It's gotta be sweet, kind.
Gotta be
cool.
No, stop right now. We talking about
right?
We're not talking.
Right.
First of all, you should be ashamed because you
showing off.
watched the podcast on the way here. Now you trying to act like you don't know what we talking about.
Oh, we got to the
Rob,
femininity. Okay, how do I feel about the
Rob, you
femininity?
get an easy
Okay.
So wait,
get out of jail
So
card.
Rob was gonna
Like,
say
what
all
are
these
you doing?
things,
Okay,
and all I was gonna say afterwards is, and she could be completely controlling with all of those good qualities.
Controlling?
And, yeah, and
Who
and be
controlling
like
what?
very,
Oh my
very.
God.
What do you mean by
We need some
controlling?
water in here.
I'm understanding who you
need
mean by
some water?
controlling.
So, do you know what the feminist movement
yeah,
is?
but
Rob, you want
Use
water?
water?
yes, please.
There you
But
go.
I mean,
Yeah,
as
no,
far
no.
as
This man some water.
as far
Yeah,
as
it's
the
getting out of
controlling,
here.
as far as the woman controlling, no, I don't see it that way. God didn't make it that way.
Right. So you're
That's
not,
what-
but some women are like that.
Yeah, that's
Until
what
they
we're
meet
talking
me,
about.
then we're gonna switch up.
Exactly.
Well, that's a
Looks
lie.
like a
Oh, so y'all are like really into gender rules, and you know who you are.
I'm an alpha.
Of course, I know what I am.
But all men are
How
not.
do you feel
I
about?
can't speak about
Is
it.
that
Right, but
he gave you his?
Yes,
we
own-
ma'am. I
have
did.
to-
I needed my
He about to
blessings.
get a blessing. Yeah, he about to get a blessing. Lord blesses.
And
What the
thank
Bible
you.
says?
You're gonna get your blessings.
Well, amen.
Amen to that.
Oh, man.
We talking about women
Women,
that's down for the femininity movement. You know what that is?
I know what the movement is.
You
I
What's
That's
the
see it.
movement? You tell me. What do you see the movement
Okay,
as?
the movement is
Don't
being
do it.
as
Let
y'all
her elaborate
deserve.
first.
Come on now.
Y'all deserve equality in pay. I think it is right.
Okay,
Let it go.
that's okay.
Okay,
Tell
go
me
ahead.
more.
Which I don't really know, but I mean that's either neither here nor there.
He said, "I don't know what y'all getting." So that's
Y'all got more of a powerful speech as a woman now.
Okay.
When y'all say something or when y'all do something, boy, y'all want to stop immediately.
Okay.
Okay, so as far as I see it as, it's not really good for the kids.
Why? Why do you say that?
Only when it's necessary. Now,
Tell me
if
why.
if the man is trying to be the man,
Yeah.
then you should allow the man to be the man.
Okay.
But when you're trying to do too much, when you're trying to put the man on the back seat according to how you want it being played out, according
Yes.
to how it's going to benefit, then that's when there's a problem.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But as far as like, I respect any woman trying to better themselves.
Yes.
Any woman that's trying to grow and get to success and trying to make their dreams come to reality.
Yes.
I'm all with it, Black Power.
Come on now.
And if your plan is aligns with my plan, we might be able to get it together.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, but as far as like the movement and like the power and all that, nah. Because like I said, I'm the entertainment, so you get to be around me, so that's the blessing.
That's the blessing.
That's the blessing.
That's the blessing.
So-
Unless you want what you just talking about. You want one of them dudes all messed up in the game
What do
that
you
don't
call
have
it?
a job,
Oh, I have a
that don't
question. Somebody had a
don't have a
question.
job, don't have a car,
Don't even have no motivation.
don't have no motivation, don't have no money.
No dream.
Okay,
Oh, do y'all want? That's what y'all want.
No
That's
goal.
the femininity want. That's
That's
what I
what they
see.
want.
They want to control
They
the
don't
man.
want good men
Sit
like
down,
that.
That's what
and the
we-
man is he'll sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean, this
You
is
gonna watch
true.
these kids today? I'm
Yeah.
going out. You know, like,
Okay, and it's not even his
it's
kids.
not even his. You left him on the step to be a father.
Come
Yeah.
on.
My.
After a week or so, it's only been 1 week.
1 week. Babysitting already.
They be saying already.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't got no money. We gonna work the day for it.
Ah.
So are you?
Wait, we got a question. Wait.
Okay.
Because a sister asked, what is a scrub? Because we talked about scrubs.
That's the stuff they wear to work.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
That is.
I'm not talking about
Always have
people.
to be
No,
the
no, no,
one.
no, no.
I don't want to talk about
So
nobody. I'm
how-
not here to humiliate nobody.
Exactly. That's what we said earlier.
That's a
So
TLC
we talked
song.
about
Yeah.
Right.
it's
Well,
a
listen to the
TLC song.
Google
Okay,
it.
you could Google it.
I don't want no scrub.
Okay, you can Google it. Okay, so the also, so you shouldn't tell a man what you like. Should he just figure it out?
No, of course you should communicate your likes and
Yeah,
your
we
wants
talked
and your
about that.
needs. Of course, but as far as if it doesn't align with what your likes and your needs are, then why are you trying to like? You can't make nobody do what you want them to do.
Right.
And if I gotta make you want to do what then it's never gonna work out.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an enjoyment of me trying to make you happy.
So that's good, right? Because the reality is that we were just talking about how we were right before.
Okay.
So you may be in the place that you're in, right?
Okay.
And you desire this from this woman.
Okay.
But if that woman is not healed in her concept of what gender roles are, of course, I'm going to, even outside of church, right? Outside of being a Christian, biblically, you know what I mean? What the gender roles are, because we don't live that way nowadays. But if
Talking about sex? I gotta make sure I'm clear. We're talking about having sex before.
Just in general, overall, like with what you said, just pertaining to what you just said.
Okay.
If she's not completely healed, your visions are not going to align properly, because she's going to try to overthrow or move in a way that is out of the context in which she was created to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's like we talk about these things, but sometimes we get into these relationships and we don't see just how serious it is. You know what I mean? We may look past it, like, you know, she a little controlling. She called my phone like 4 times, but no, you gotta pay attention to those signs. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where that feminist movement type of mind mentality comes into play. Even you were discussing about entertaining. I'm the entertainment. Well, what type of woman do you want to entertain? Because you can come in with the entertainment and she say, no, daddy, move to the left. And because you in the mood, you like, all right, she told me to move to the left. She got you right there. Yes, she does. Because you're going to go for that.
She's going to move to the left with me.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm going to go to the left, she's going to go to the right?
It may be because of the type of man that you are.
Nah.
It may be,
I don't...
Are y'all submissive women?
Let's
Are you a
get this
submissive
straight.
woman?
I don't throw myself out there. I don't.
As far as
even trying to entertain myself to go after a woman.
Okay.
I'm more of the backseat driver.
So you like for the women to come and approach you?
Well, not even approach. You can tell if somebody interested.
Not necessarily.
Sometimes you can, man.
Sometimes.
Body language, looks.
All the time.
You know, even a general conversation.
But some people married and they wasn't interested.
They weren't interested. They got
How
married.
you get married and you're not interested?
Because most times of the time they had kids and decided to keep the family together.
No, I'm saying some people at first when they met each other,
That's good.
they wasn't really interested in each other at first. It had to be like this build up situation where it was built up. Because some people when you. I know people who have been married, who are married right now, but when they first met their husband or their wives, they was not interested.
Like
it's different situations, but of course they love them to death now.
You really think
I've heard a lot of stories like
I'm
that.
not interested in you, then why am I talking to you then?
Because it depends on where you may be mentally at the time.
Depends.
It may depend on where the person is.
You might not even be thinking about that person, or thinking about even if that person, you're just in the same facility as them. Like your mind is probably not there. You're probably thinking about, hey, you know what I mean, whatever your vision is or whatever your dreams are, but you're not focused on being interested in that person. And you may end up in the path, in the journey of getting married. You know, like dating and then courting. That has happened to several people, and they have successful marriages. But that has happened.
Well, I don't know.
Some people are not just
married,
focused
so
on
strange.
if you find and you in a room with me, I'm interested in you. Some people don't think like that. Some people, their mindset is somewhere else, and then it's a build up. And it's like,
gradual.
He is all right. Oh, so when he said that one thing on that one day, it's like, maybe I looked at him a little different. You just never know. But to be interested right away, some people are not like that. That may not happen.
Well, I will say, that's very interesting to hear. Because that is the goal. My goal is to finally meet the one that the Lord has for me.
Yeah.
So that would be a blessing. So definitely, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think surprisingly, going to what you said, I've heard more men say that than women. They said, like, I was so focused. I knew that I was in a broken place, or I was literally focused on my vision and making sure that I had what I needed in order to get what I wanted. I've heard more successful stories coming from men as opposed to women.
Wow.
As it pertains to that.
That's good. One thing, I forgot. I may have forgot what I was going to share, because you shared something about, I wanted to share this one thing according to what he said. According to what you said too about like the ladies moving, like you saying like, no daddy, move to the left, and it's like, move to the left. So the thing about it is, in pertaining to what this question was about, you can't tell a man what you want. So me personally, right, I may give a message to a man to say what I want. I'm not directly going to tell a man, this is what I want, bringing my list to the table, like, because I personally feel like that's unattractive. So I'm not gonna say, oh, well, I like.
Well, how do you feel about that? Because you're the man on the other side of that. How do you feel about that?
Go ahead.
That woman not being honest. I think that's not being honest.
You think it's not being honest when they don't bring the list?
Yeah, because how I'm supposed to know? What you gonna give it to me piece by piece, week by week?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that
No,
because
I like a woman that's gonna just tell me, look, this is what I want, man.
Keep
this
it
is
real.
what it's gonna be.
Yeah, just let me know.
I'm not gonna do that.
You gonna? Oh,
I'm not gonna do it.
She's gonna send it
because
little by little.
I'm gonna first off, why am I gonna bring a list to the table about what I want and I don't even see what you do naturally? So I'm basically telling you everything I want. You're gonna be looking like, well, I do that. And the things you don't do, you may take heed to it, you may not, but that's not what I want. That's not the foundation I want to build on.
You may attempt to do those things.
Because it's stating that I want it.
Desire.
But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to see what you do naturally.
Right.
Now, if you don't do half the stuff on my list, I already have in my mind. Because I'm not going to tell you.
In your mind or written down? In
my mind. Okay. And I'm looking to see if you naturally already do this stuff. Because say if you're a person that you don't do nothing on the list, then we're not going on a date. Mm-hmm. Okay? I'm not going to tell you what to do and you just a good person who knows how to act good and you're going to do everything on the list. Then I'm going to be crying later? No, thank you. So I need you to have these characteristics already in you.
Well, you should already know that from the beginning before you even talk to the person. You should see something in them before you even give them your number.
But we talking about telling a guy what you like, right? So say, when am I going to do that? I'm not going to do that on the first date. Why? Because we just dating, we just talking. I'm going to see what you do naturally. Without me telling you, because I can't tell you everything.
Without stating the complete
I can't tell you know, because you already have to have some character and some training and some life experiences in you. You already have to have that. Now I'm looking to see the fruit of it. We on a date because I'm looking to see your fruit. I'm looking to see if you qualify. Now, I'm not going to show you and say, this is what you already have to all the way have. No, I need you to apply for the job. Okay. I need you to already have these qualifications. It's like a resume. You got to qualify. So I'm not coming with the qualifications saying, can you do all of this? No, that takes me out of my element.
She likes surprises.
I just want to chill. I want to see. I'm not going to be coming here like, oh, this is what you need to do. If I need to tell you that, I don't need to date you because I already dated that person. So I already dated that person. I already had kids by that person. It didn't work out. So I'm not about to redo that. I need you to be qualified already for the job. If you're not qualified already, now I'm looking to see what I'm going to compromise. Okay, he got those, but he don't got this. Okay, that's okay. I can work with that. Because it has to be compromising. I'm not about to dish you out, throw you out the window. But if you don't have certain main things, then you not qualified for the job. I got to tell you, you may want to get yourself together and come back in a year. I may be available. I may not be available. Because the thing about it is, this is how we lead people on. We lead people on.
I thought I was the only one. She was like, I may be available. I may not. I'm sorry.
Because we lead people on. We know that they can't do the job, and either we want to be a rescuer or we want to lead them on, or we want to lead ourselves on and convince ourselves they can do it. They can't. Stop it. And if you tell him everything that you want him to do and he doing it, it's only going to be for a time. Because the real person is going to come out. So if he's not qualified for the job and you tell him how to get qualified, it's not going to happen overnight. So what you going to do? You're going to go through the ups and downs and the breaking of your heart through all of the months thereof. And you say, well, he said he was going to do it. Well, he didn't.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, but you...
Glad you got that on your chest.
He didn't.
You should see. You should see.
I be looking at her like, who are we talking to?
Yes.
We talking to people. I'm talking to the What's that?
Feminist.
Feminist.
I'm talking to the feminist women who are going in cycles of not being in a relationship and wondering why it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
Because your femininity has blinded you.
Mm.
You don't know how to be in a relationship.
Mm.
You either want the man role and you don't know how to play your role. That's the problem. The problem is that you want a man to be a man, but you don't know your own role. You don't know their role and you don't know yours. So I just gave a little gem.
Could it be that they don't know how to be a woman?
That's what I just said.
I was just gonna say that
That's what I
because a
just
lot
said,
of it
the role
comes
of
with
a
the way
woman.
that we were taught. We don't know. We haven't. I wasn't raised like that.
No.
You know, you don't see
But
the
as a problem
healthy
solver-
aspect of it.
As a problem solver, you want to eventually figure it out. Some people
Yes.
Right.
should want to figure it out.
That's right.
Yes.
But sometimes, right, like the control,
Yes.
the control will be so strong because you've operated in a certain capacity for so long that it's like you really think that this is how you normally operate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, so I raised my two nieces for 6 years, right? So I was like a single black mom. And I was like, oh, like, no offense, but this is why, like, they're bitter and they're angry. You understand? And they walking around with unforgiveness and they walking around like, I'm gonna do it all on my own. Like, because you can literally take that mind on. And I saw myself like going down that road and I was like, I remember like, there would be like times if like I would yell and I would be like, I could see like the unfolding of the angry black woman happening right before my eyes. And I'm gonna go to my room and cry. And then I would be like, I apologize, because that's what my depiction of parenting was. Like my mom yelled a lot and my dad yelled a lot, but he did it from this viewpoint of like, I got the floor now. So this is, you understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
like my viewpoint of like a male was like completely, I don't know, like jaded. And then it wasn't until like I came to Christ and like Moses started teaching me about gender roles that I could see like, oh, like men aren't bad, like it's okay. And then it's like, then you realize,
bad?
not bad, not bad,
Y'all beat
but
us
it was
down,
like,
don't y'all?
Thought we was bad.
Y'all beat us down,
I
don't
thought
y'all?
y'all was bad. I'll be honest.
You thought I was
this
bad?
one.
How you thought we
Not
was?
at all.
I thought men was terrible
Wow.
because it comes from experience,
Personal
Is your heart that broke?
experiences.
personal experiences.
I
But then
think
what
it's
kind of men-
before
see,
heartbreak
you know what I'm
though.
learning?
Can't be.
I'm not women.
It can because it's, I'm sorry,
You can't
because
hurt unless your heart get hurt.
but it's pride. Okay, so the heartbreak stems back to even childhood.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? With the way that you were raised, these things affect you. They really do.
Yeah, they do.
They really
In time it
do.
do.
Where do
Growing
you
up
think we learn it from?
Yeah.
The first thing you lay eyes on is your parents. So what? That's your example. That's
Well,
why
the
they say
doctor
kids,
first, the second.
kids,
But it could
you
be a
know,
good
are
example, though.
sponges.
It could.
You could see something and be like, man,
Yeah.
I know that I'm not going down that path.
Exactly.
My people's had 4 kids. I'm not having no 4. I'm not having a whole bunch of kids. So
Yeah.
it depends. But
Depends how you take it.
It does depend.
what I'm learning is, like you said, it's a willing heart. And a lot of people just still got like a lot of anger, mad from this person and this person. But what I'm learning is they chose that person.
That's right.
They
You
chose
chose
it.
that person. So how you mad at? So what I would say is, I'm never mad at a woman or woman, just like the woman, the black woman, because what this woman did or because this what that woman.
Yes.
I chose the bad one.
That's
This
it.
is some good one out there.
Yeah.
It's about every time I go outside, all I see is either a man or a woman.
Yes.
So for me to be going crazy over this person that just ain't got it all, why am I even work? Let me try the next one.
That's a good thing because that means that your viewpoint of like, you know, people is in a good place. But a lot of people, you won't hear them say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like, no, like everyone's like this. That sounds completely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dated 3 people and now the whole entire world that's filled with so
Yeah.
many people,
That's crazy.
you think it's the same way. You know what I mean? So, but that may mean that you're in a different place in your mind frame.
Yeah.
That's a certain level of mind frame that a lot of people don't have.
I seen
Oh.
a lot of people do it. I didn't think was gonna get married, got married, and people, well, I just assumed would never get married. So what I've learned is love is different. You can
Yes.
never expect love.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You can't. So as long as you open and you're willing, if I see something not working, why just keep going that direction?
My
Right.
God.
Because the tie be so strong.
Not even the tie being, it ain't working. It's not even strong.
It's not working.
It's not working. Your car like this. Da-da-da-da.
Right.
Then you see some smoke one day. Let's say for a week you don't see it. Then it come back again. And smoke coming. Eventually you're going to be like, I got to get my car fixed before it break down. What, you going to just keep driving it until it break down?
Most likely that's what they do.
Yeah.
So then you can't get mad at nobody then.
Just like a relationship.
That's how a relationship go.
Keep driving it till it break down. And then you fault yourself. And
Over and over again.
And say, oh, I should have
Then
left
you
early.
cry.
And then you cry.
I should have left early. No,
That's right. I
No,
shoulda
you
left
shouldn't have.
early.
You stayed right there where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
I think so.
So if you knew the dude
for
ain't had a
me-
job from the beginning, so why was you even talking to the dude? If he ain't got a job from the beginning,
She saw
Tell
potential.
him.
ain't no such thing as potential.
Hello.
She saw
She saw potential because that's her role.
It's no
Make-
potential if he ain't got no job, ladies.
McDonald's was hiring up the street. She was gonna get him on a shift next week.
Or her daddy had a business.
That's right.
And she said, you can work for my dad.
Or she said he needed it. She might have saw he needed help. And she maybe thought she was the one that got help.
Listen, because when we're younger, we make crazy mistakes. Okay?
Choices.
No, bad decisions. Just say that again. It's not a
Bad
mistake.
decisions.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
mistake. It
mistake
was a
is-
mistake.
A mistake is bumping into somebody.
It wasn't a mistake. Because look how you are today.
Yeah, a decision when you got time to think and make a rational decision.
That's right.
Okay,
Without
it's not a bad. It's not a mistake that people done did out here.
Without
All right,
those-
what's a mistake then?
Without
A mistake
those, without
is-
those choices, you
Oh, my
wouldn't be
bad,
who
bro.
you
I
are
stepped in
today.
your Jordans by mistake.
That's a
My
mistake.
foot was supposed to go
Wait,
over
Now,
top
if he did
of
it
him.
purposely, that's a choice.
That's a choice.
I really thought
Okay,
that he
so
just
we
stepped
made-
on his Jordan.
Okay, so we made bad choices.
There you go.
All right, and them bad choices either defined you who you are today or to keep you in the same spot.
Okay.
Can we
So-
say this real quick
Go ahead.
before you say that?
Wait, how
it's
many
so
minutes we got?
interesting.
Oh, we about to get
how
off here because y'all late.
our perspective is this way as women, and y'all are like cut and dry.
Yeah.
It just goes
Did
to.
you see that?
Yeah, it just proves like
He's
the
confused.
gender roles.
We
are
mean by
confused,
completely
too.
I'm
different.
confused. Like, what do you mean? Like,
You didn't see that.
No.
It's
You
okay.
didn't see
just-
how
just
she's
move.
like, well, what do you like? Well, how? And y'all are like, no, it's no. You did this, and that was the result of that. Like,
No.
very
Yeah,
much
sure.
cause and effect, black and white.
She made a choice.
you made a choice.
It wasn't a mistake.
Right, but it's simple for y'all. Our brains they're not wired that way.
It's
Oh,
simple
you
for
made a
everybody.
mistake.
I mean,
But it's not a mistake though. You keep saying, but when it comes down to
I'm-
relationships, I don't feel like it's a mistake anymore.
Right.
'Cause I
Right.
know who I'm calling. I know who I'm talking to.
That's right.
I intentionally answered this phone call or write this text back.
That's right.
So how is it a mistake?
true.
It's
Yeah.
a
So
choice.
I'm saying,
what?
so the language that I'm using,
Like, I
mistake,
need to-
is because when you were a child, right? You did things and you made bad choices. But the thing about it is, when you're a child, you think like a child. So for that viewpoint and error in your life, I would personally call it a mistake because you didn't know no better.
Can we say what the definition
Okay.
of mistake is?
So go ahead.
An action or judgment that is misguided or wrong. An error, a fault, inaccuracy, slip, misunderstanding, oversight.
Oversight. So when you're a child, you don't really, you're not thinking as an adult. So right now I can say to myself, right, I've made bad choices, right? But then there's the grace where it was like, okay, when I was a child, I really didn't know no better. I wasn't taught no better. It wasn't like, oh, when I did certain things, I knew what I was doing, or I allowed certain things because I'm like, oh, I knew what to do. I didn't know what to do. So for example, I'll give you an example as an adult that I don't know right now. For example, when you don't know no better. So my daughter, right, she's 14 years old. She came in past her curfew. I didn't
I was
know
a
what to
witness.
do.
What's her curfew?
Her curfew was 8 o'clock. She
That's
came in.
interesting. You didn't know what to do?
What
I
time?
didn't know what to do.
What
Now
time she
some
come
people
in?
would
She come
say,
in.
What time she
now
come in?
listen,
Might have
can
been
I
like
tell my
9
story or
o'clock.
can I tell my story? Some people will say, why, Asia, you're an adult and you should have knew what to do. Not knowing my history, I didn't have parents. Both of my parents died. I was adopted. I went through trauma through my childhood and I raised myself. Okay. So looking at me, you think, how could that be? You know a lot of stuff. You know what to do. Well, that's not my life. That's not my experience. I was not taught, right? I raised myself. I did whatever I wanted to do. When I woke up when I wanted to. If I wanted to go to school, then I went to school. If I wanted to study, then I studied. I ran my life. So I didn't know. So I never raised a 14-year-old. When if I was in that position, I got in trouble for all types of stuff and got abused in different ways that people would not even want to know. So when my 14-year-old comes in the door past her curfew, I don't know what to do. I know I ain't gonna lock her in the shed. I know I'm not about to beat her down. She's a good child, right? She's never given me any problems at all. She ain't even got a beating before. I never even beat the child because she's so good.
Yeah.
It's like she don't even know what that feels like. So when she came in the door past her curfew and she like, well, I didn't know. I was stuck on stupid. I was like, okay, so what do I do at this point?
I saw the whole thing.
I'm not even sure.
It was really weird. I was like, you may not want to do that anymore.
I don't know. Sit down, I guess, and let me tell you, don't do it again. You know, so that's something that, you know, it happens throughout people's lives where they don't really know what choice to make. They're it's like being stuck in between two decisions. It's like choices that people had made that we can look back now and say, yo, that was a crazy choice that you did.
I got the answer. The answer's all.
I already got the answer. I got the answer, but I'm giving you an example of what we're talking about. Of knowing what to do, making choices, making these things, because we think in our mind that people already know. This is what we think, and we have this expectation that people already know that this is what they should be doing, or this is how.
Misconception.
Yeah, like their choice. They keep dating the wrong men. You would think by now they wouldn't date the wrong men, right? But we think that they should know that. But that's the reason why Single Exposed is here, is because people really don't know. People they don't even have the thought. Your thought is like, yo, that ninja did this, just leave him alone. But their thought is, he did this. You know what? God
but he
forgives.
didn't knock me out unconscious.
He did knock me unconscious, so
he didn't go that far.
I should give him another chance. You don't understand. Everybody.
Wait, why did Rob
thinking.
look at him like?
Everybody doesn't.
Do you hear this foolishness?
It is foolishness, but you gotta understand. This is why these are platforms all around, because people, I don't even know half the things I talk about now, I didn't even know a year ago. So we're evolving, we're changing people, so that what you're expecting people to already know, they may not, and they may still make the wrong choices. They still may
But what is the wrong choice? If in your heart, if you felt it was right, is it really a wrong choice?
That's what I'm saying. The thing about it is,
or is it just them losing out because they didn't hold on to what they had?
come on now. Because it is all about what do you really want with your life? The decisions that you're making, are you willing to sacrifice? Because a lot of people sacrifice themselves. They're like, oh, I want to sacrifice myself, my happiness. You can't look at that as though like, yo, that's crazy that you even think that way. Because honestly, that's their viewpoint. That's their perspective in that place. And a light has to be shined on it for them to see, okay, well, what should I be thinking other than that? Because if that's their thoughts, then where's the other thought? They're not even thinking the other thought.
The only thing I was going to say was, the answer has always been the King of all kings. And as I've learned, maybe we didn't have the Bible or the Word as the most important thing. But as I've gotten older and to understand people clearer, to understand maybe like just life clearer, the Bible has given me answers. So, yeah, of course, maybe when we was kids, 18, 19, we wasn't taking different principles, wasn't thinking about being prudent, thinking about being astute, having discernment. You get what I'm saying? Wasn't thinking about these different things. Okay, but what I'm learning is, as you get older, the scripture says, you know what I mean, the milk is for the kids and the meat belongs to the adults. So long as you got somebody that's willing and somebody that wants to get better and somebody that's the key. As long as people want to get better, then it's an answer out there.
Let's grow together.
Let's grow together. So that's the only thing I see. You got to have a woman, and as a woman, y'all talk about the feminist movement. Okay.
Yeah, come on.
The
bring it
way
back.
that gets me is this. Okay, now, women want control, but it's never been in y'all to control the man. Y'all came from the
Some
man.
women, yeah.
But y'all came from the man. The guy made the woman for the man. Y'all was made for us.
For him to please.
Okay, it said that. So that's what y'all gotta realize.
This
And
guy.
I feel like as long as you find a man that understands your role, and he's gonna want to be that man in your role.
Yeah.
He's gonna want to be the provider. He's gonna want to be the help. He's gonna want to be right there for you.
I'll
Everything.
be always near you.
Yeah.
Always. So once you do get it clear, it should come to like this type of agreement. But yeah, it's hard.
It's all right.
It's difficult, but that's what we got this whole journey. We got years.
Because we got too many expectations. We want too much for too less. That's why.
Who, do you mean men?
Because we're going to go back to the last show. We expect them to already know. But we expect them to already have.
Women.
Each vice versa.
Vice
Oh,
versa.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what you were
Yeah,
talking
that goes for both ways. I'm straight in the middle. I ain't going to never be one-sided.
about. Right.
That goes for both, man. You know, we always expect. When we meet somebody, we expect them to know that this is what I like. Nah, you can't expect nothing. Expect the unexpected. That's how I go. Go in there blind, because we go in every relationship blind until we take off the blindfolds and see what we really have.
Yeah.
And then we work with what we got.
You work with what you got.
Yeah, because he might not have a car, but he might be close on the bus route.
It might be working to it.
He might pop pop up right
6
there.
months from now, you know, he
He
pop
might-
up with a new car because he's been saving his money.
Sometimes that's what I'm saying.
That's
So you
what's
gotta
up.
just listen and see where it's at. Now, if it ain't clicking and he not even working, you get what I'm saying?
Nah.
But if he on point working and can you bring me something to eat? Can you pick me up from work? Then you might got somebody that you can see that got some. That's when you see potential. You get what I'm saying? Little
Yeah.
small details like that. So I get what you were saying. You want to see certain things.
Yeah, I
so the
wanna
man
see
want to see certain things. He want to see a hardworking woman.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I want to see something.
He
now.
don't want to see
Show
a
me
woman
something.
that he want to see a woman that got some time for him. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Show me you interested.
There
And
you
I'll
go.
show you I want you.
Wait,
That's
I do have a question. All right, so you kind of say you play the back seat. I want to bring that back. What does that mean?
I knew that was coming. I play the back seat. I really don't push the issue until the issue has to be pushed, which means you might say something to me in a sense of I might not catch on until like 2 days later. I'm like, yo, she was flirting with me. Let me see if she do it again.
He's like me.
Right.
Just
Now if she do it again,
All the time.
then I'm like, okay. She might have to do it 3-4 more times before I be like, look, man. What's
see,
up,
but
man?
now she's chasing.
Nah,
What
nah,
do you
not
say?
chasing,
What do you
because
say
I
about
might
that?
have responded, but I didn't respond the way she wanted me to.
Hopefully she's not
So it's
smiling
like
at
that.
everybody.
That's right.
That's what I'm looking for now. Did she smile at him like that? Did he get the same wink?
Am I
A
scared of
wink?
rejection?
You want a woman to wink
No,
at
I'm
you?
just saying.
Am I scared of
I'm just-
rejection? No.
You know
But
what
I
I
want to be
What kind of
rejected. No.
smile?
You know what I'm
Right.
trying to say. You know,
Well, that's
type
why I
of
play the
smile. You
back
know,
seat
type of
because
smile.
we don't pick the women.
The
The women
look.
pick us.
I don't know.
Somebody give
I
you a
don't
look
know.
and they
What's
feel
the
like
look?
Every
they're
woman
warming.
I tried to holler at, I got rejected. But if they picked me, it was good.
So y'all not picking women?
It's hard to pick them because a lot of women got the expect. That
Say that
expect is
again.
up there.
Say
So
that
I'm
again.
in the streets or I'm walking around. I say, man, she beautiful. Let me go try to talk to her. Hey, how you doing? I'm okay. She might not even have a boyfriend.
Might not
Hit you
even
with the
respond.
boyfriend role. Yeah, I got a boyfriend. Okay, yeah. I say just have a blessed day. Thank you. His name must be Lucky.
So
'Cause you're missing out on this charm.
when I say
I like that one. I
Yeah.
use that one.
when I say you should write a book,
I
the
actually
book is
A
going
book
to
of
be called
wrongs.
I'm a
actually-
smooth talker
I'm
because you be
actually-
talking like
I'm
this.
an editor.
I'm a rapper, so I had
Yeah.
to be quick on my toes.
I
but,
see.
I actually am starting to write a book about my life.
Come on now, sir. You better write a book.
It's gonna be everything from the start to the finish, up to wherever I finish at.
You should do some poetry too. You
I used to do it back in the day. That's how I started rapping.
You're killing with the
Writing
poetry.
poems. Yeah, I used
Because
to.
women want to hear that. They want to hear that
Word.
deep, that philosophy, that man philosophy.
Yeah, I'm deep. I get deep into it. I love a conversation. If the conversation right, you right for me. That's just how I go.
You know what, guys?
Yeah, because I feel
we
like
gotta go.
everything he's saying is right. Expectations, like
Right.
want men to make 80,000, 100,000, gotta have this, have
But you don't
that.
have.
But you don't have none of that.
Yes.
You don't have nowhere near that. Then you come with baggage.
Right.
You might have multiple kids.
Multiple.
Then you might got problems. So it's like what I'm learning is first it got to be a coolness. We got to be fly together. We got
That's
to be
what
able
I'm
to chill.
saying.
We got to be able to chill.
gotta be fly.
We got to have
Match
some
my
fun.
fly.
You get what I'm saying? We got to be able to have some fun. And once we get that, and then we got to start talking about different things that what we see like in the future. You just give them one thing and see how they respond to it.
Yes.
So you went back to what she said about the list.
Yeah.
So it was like confirmation of that. You
I mean, as you see the person and chill with them, you see different things that you like and you don't like.
Right.
You see something that don't make no sense. You might go to the person's car and see their car all trashy. Super trash.
That's a trick for me.
Okay.
My.
Okay. Super trashy. Car trashy.
Just know that.
And you find out they smoking. They might be.
That's like another level.
You didn't know they were smoking cigarettes. Now they smoke cigarettes.
Bruh.
I know.
You're hitting the nerve there.
You're hitting a nerve there. These things you don't know yet until you find out.
Yeah, because weed here and there. This is my past, right? So you said you smoke weed here and there. It's like, okay, bro, you smell like a Newport. I can't. I gotta change the sheets. Like the smell is just like. But that is a complete deal breaker. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like say what you have to say up front.
Man smokes cigarettes. You can't. That means it loses opportunity of life.
That's for me personally. I dissent.
It's smoke outside.
It's not. No, you can't smoke outside.
These things we need to know.
He did smoke outside,
then your teeth
and it's all in you.
And I like teeth.
If I kiss you, your lips taste like a Newport. That's nasty. That's an unattractive thing.
I don't see how your mouth is going to be.
Listerine strips in his pocket.
It doesn't matter.
Your mouth got to be a certain
no,
way.
like my brother's a smoker, so it's just so strong. It's like you use my bathroom to
hygiene is a must.
A must.
Yeah, so you can't be. You're not going to have good hygiene in your mouth if you're a smoker. I
Depends
don't
on how
want,
much you smoke. Some people
because you can always get
people,
dentures later on, but
I get what you're saying.
I want to look youthful.
She said you can get dentures later on.
I want and that type of stuff. Honestly, it adds to your age. Like you're gonna look older. So I don't really. I gotta ask myself, do I want to deal with your heart and you're going to be in a hospital? I'm going to want to travel.
Man, you thinking that
like,
far?
I work out.
She's thinking that far.
Damn.
Women be going that far sometimes.
But we
ain't even 50 yet.
Yes, I know. So if you 40 smoke, if you're going to be a smoker, I got to think about that stuff because I'm youthful. So I'm already youthful. I need you to keep up with me. You're going to be like, nah, woman, I don't want to do that. And I'm going to be unhappy because I'm youthful.
So this is the thing. If for a man, right?
Yeah.
If a woman smokes, I know men that smoke and they'll be like, oh no, I'm not dating a woman.
Yeah, I don't like women that smoke.
Oh, so why you can smoke and we can't?
I don't care.
Hold on a second.
You can smoke, but we can't? You know why you can smoke.
It depends on
you know why you say you can smoke.
It depends on what you're smoking.
Kalia, you know why, huh, Kalia?
Listen, if she's smoking just like not anything but cigarettes.
No.
But that's unattractive though.
And then you got that. That's how like
but
that funky mouth. You got a funky lip, a funky mouth.
But for a
funky lip.
But I feel like
that's not cute.
See,
I need you to be nice and fresh.
I feel like the woman is supposed to be girly.
I know.
Feminine. Use the word.
Okay, so I want them to be into their femininity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Makeup, nails. Right. And they ain't gotta have nails this far, but just a little bit of color, a little bit of design.
They don't gotta be like, wow.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't want no girl with no messed up lips and beat down
lips.
That's
what I'm saying. But you think, that we supposed
women's lips be like dark. Like I can tell you.
Oh, he said they got the vape now.
Yeah, they do.
But the vape is not good,
But
right?
the feminine women back in the days, they wore gloves and smoked cigarettes out of pipes.
Yeah, a little
but it's still going to cause you harm to your body.
And they was feminine.
I'm not going through
that. That's
true.
true.
Everything in this world causes harm to your body.
But that's a wrong choice. Hey, we're going back to the choices. You making a bad choice.
Things we do.
And that's going to affect your body on purpose.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
On purpose. You're making a decision to affect your body on purpose. Now, if something happened, you ate something, we can work with that. But you sitting in my face and you gonna make a bad choice on purpose and want me to work with that?
But that's what the woman.
No, baby.
Ain't that what the woman is for?
What about drinking?
Pushing that man to quit.
I mean, we can
think
think
it's
there you go. Now you offered, I'm gonna help you quit. See, this is what I'm saying.
You quit. Push that man to help
you. There you go, because you want him to push you to make you better, right?
But okay, so
listen,
that's the thing. That's not necessarily good because. Then they'll feel like men. Oh no, you met me when I was smoking.
Yeah, right. Get you.
Oh yes, they
You
were.
break it down nice and kind and sweet to but
You
you
will
just broke
say
it
it.
down.
No.
You
You will say it.
Baby, you don't want me to be sick when I get older. You want me to be
If
healthy.
he want to
I
be,
know,
But you'll kick up
But
real
to
quick.
some, but
Yeah,
to some,
you wanna be
I'm
with
sorry.
your hairstyle,
To some
potentially.
extent, it's an addiction for some people.
Yes.
Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that part of it, it's like
hard.
I'm not going to come into a thing thinking like I'm just going to change you because I respect that that's you.
And that's what you got to do. This right here. Right to the
Right.
next one, because every time
That's
I
a
go
hard
out to
thing to change
Wawa,
somebody
I
that's an
see
addiction.
something.
That's a no for
It's
me.
very, it's really
that's
hard.
That's why you got
If
certain
you-
things you like and you
no,
want. I get it. Everybody got
Because
what they
that's
want.
a no. I'm gonna be
Easy.
crying. I'm gonna be crying,
You
and
gonna be
I don't plan to shed any tears
if I
over
can
stuff
help you,
like
if I
that.
can help you to change your shoes,
Oh, he
change.
won't stop drinking. He just showed that he crashed my car. I don't see listen, my future. Look, God said my future is bright.
Amen.
And that's not a bright future if
Amen.
I date an addict. I'm so
You
sorry.
already
He done
addict.
crashed my
Addict.
car.
Damn here,
He done
Adam, who crashed your car?
Who
Scratch
crashed
your
his
car?
head? 'Cause-
Smoking cigarettes?
No,
Hold on a
no,
second.
she
Hold on,
said
smoking-
she talking
smoking
about
Newport?
drinking. No, she said drinking.
No,
Why you
I
driving
didn't
your car
say
anyway?
drinking. He said drinking.
I said, what about drinking? Like, you might, some person that you with might drink too much.
Oh no, that's a no.
That's a
He
no.
gonna
Yeah,
crash
that
my
would
car.
be
He
a
gonna spend my
no.
money.
So he can't even have no drinks?
I drink
Well,
Coronas.
drinking.
He
is
said
like
drinking
being
too
a
much.
drunk.
I said drinking. I mean, what you, is that, I'm talking about, is that yes or no?
That's
So
a no
I
for me.
don't.
I said no for no drinking? How about drugs? Marijuana is a no
can't
too?
drink, he can't
And
smoke.
addiction is a behavior.
Why does it always go back
Right.
to
So
the
hold on a
yes?
second.
Right.
So let me get this
Now
straight.
he
guys.
wanna go back to
Wait
smoking
a
on.
minute. We talking about
I ain't getting nothing.
feminazis today.
And then
I ain't getting
Rob,
We
nothing.
talking about
Ain't
feminazis.
getting
Rob,
nothing.
I
We
feel like you
gotta go.
feel attacked on this podcast because Rob always goes back to that's not what I shared. Wait, and then the girl, that's when she started calling you King Robert because she said Rob.
King Ja-
Why does he
no,
look
our-
distressed?
Wait, King
Wait a minute,
James
wait a
version.
minute.
Gonna
Wait,
make
it's
that man
Robert.
smoke and drink.
He
He
ain't
ain't
getting
getting
nothing. He ain't
nothing.
getting
Robert
nothing.
version.
He ain't getting nothing.
It's
And he
Robert.
not getting nothing. And he
No.
got to go all
I'm
out.
gonna make him smoke.
But
I'm not gonna date you.
Some people live that way. Some people live that way and they're okay. They don't have to smoke. They don't have to drink.
Okay.
So if they choose
But it is
to,
the person that you
Like,
want,
you got
though. Are they the
some
entertainment?
they can be entertainment.
Nah, it
in
don't be
their-
not what you want, though.
You can be so.
That's
you're
the thing
talking,
about it. I'm
You're
talking-
talking to a person that like never smoked a weed a day in my life,
Okay.
and when I would when a few times I would just be like, sure, I'll have a little drink, like, but but I was like corny because like I'm like naturally hyped. So when I would have a drink, I'd be like, I'm really tired now, guys.
Oh, you
So it's the
probably
opposite.
sleep. Yeah.
But in general, I don't need enhancers.
Okay.
No.
Enough.
That's cool.
I don't.
You understand what I'm saying? So
That's
I
cool.
believe
You-
that
more
a
for me.
a man can be that same thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Hold on a second.
His face said,
First of all, I'm
"No,
not
we
saying.
can't."
I'm not saying that you can't, but they out there.
I don't see nothing wrong
They
with
are
a
out
cold
there.
They
beer.
out there.
Listen,
What's
so-
wrong? I mean,
I think
drinking
for
like
me it's
every
a
day
no
is something
drugs
different than having a
and
drink
for
once in a while.
addicts.
Okay, yes, I
I
do.
don't see nothing wrong
because
with a cold beer.
Yeah,
Because-
especially today. It's football
Thanks for
Sunday.
That's right.
beer.
Some
So-
fried
So now
chicken.
you used to love a
I
cold
used to
beer,
love a cold beer.
I used to love
I
beer.
think
but you
that's
say the man
fine.
can't drink though, and you used to
No,
love beer.
no. You
Drinking
said
out the
drink.
keg.
You said drink too much.
Yeah, drink
That's-
too much is
When you
something
drink
different.
too much, that's something
Okay,
different.
okay.
But I
But
don't, yeah, if you have a
drinking
drink,
occasionally, like if we go out to dinner and you want a drink, like I saw my dad drink, and it's crazy
Yeah.
because like I've never like been into drinking, but I was very excited that he had a drink
yeah, you know,
in front of me. I was like, look at you, drink more.
Yeah.
You know, just because it was like
You
I
trying to
never.
help me drink more.
Right. Drink more, man.
Drink more. He was telling my stepmom, like, you've had enough. I said, no, she hasn't. Give her drink. But I think it depends on like the person's
Yes.
level of drinking.
Yes.
You know what
it
I
does.
mean? Like,
Tolerance.
yeah.
Yes.
Like what are
Know
you
when to stop.
consuming? Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
know when to
that's it.
stop.
are you every event we go to? Do you have to drink
Definitely.
every
You have to
time?
drink?
If it's every event and they offering it and it's free, no, I'm messing with you.
See, I'm like, you
Here we
know,
go.
If it's
yeah.
free,
See,
and I was
that's
like,
why.
and
that's
I
why
ain't
you
getting
watch.
none either.
This is why
And
you
I ain't
watch
getting
them.
none.
Why
What
does
they
it
do.
always go? So
And he ain't getting none.
because it's
You better have that
like-
thing waiting for
I
you.
guess we gotta talk about sex next time.
Another,
Let's
you
talk
need
about
Rob
sex,
on there
baby.
for whenever
Let's
y'all talk about
about
sex
No,
sex.
I'm
because
just saying.
Rob, you bring
Listen,
that
we
up
over
in
our
like
time,
in the
guys.
segments all the time.
Yeah,
We
that's,
so-
You sound sexually frustrated.
You are.
Nah.
He'd be like,
No,
wait,
you having sex.
Nah, I'm not. Why would you say that?
because we asked
Because
you
last
about
time
it
you
one
said
day.
you was.
Nah, I didn't. I don't know what. I don't know how to
Hey.
respond
Oh
to
my
that.
mind!
I
You
don't
might
even
want to
know.
cut. You might want to
I
cut
don't
it
even know what
down.
that means. You said,
I
am I
don't-
having sex on a regular? I don't live with anybody.
That's right.
What does that sex has to do with living with somebody?
Yeah, it's not like I do it like if I
When
live
the
with
last time
somebody.
you had sex,
The
Rob?
cheeks every single day.
Damn.
You already said it on the other show. Cause we were kind
It's
of
been
like
like 4 weeks
chopping you
since
down.
then.
Right, exactly.
I know,
If
so
you like,
when-
you know what? Then I was at 5 months and
You
now
don't
I'm
have
at
to think
6.
that hard because you know the answer. Now make a good
Nah,
choice.
it's not
Make a
even
good
that.
choice.
You said, okay.
Don't play with me. You
said-
first time on the podcast with
She
me.
said I'm
Okay.
thinking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So last week.
It was a bad choice.
My mind.
It wasn't according
We
to the
know it
Lord.
wasn't a
So you out here
mistake.
making mistakes.
No, it's not a mistake.
Made a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a
Bad
choice.
Yes.
Bad
So
choice.
It was
when
good,
was
though,
the
right?
last time you did that?
It was good though.
Stop it, Twan.
He said it was a bad choice because it could be a bad choice to the point where it takes all the fun out of it. You be so convicted by that word.
Yeah, what
Robert.
happened?
That-
you know
and
what?
that's exactly what it is.
See?
Should we continue
His
next
smile
time?
on his face
I mean,
shows me it was a good choice.
But what I'm trying to say
What
is,
you trying to
He
say?
felt like he shouldn't say it in front of us. It's okay.
Plead the
Okay.
fifth.
She
okay,
probably
it's a
watching.
man thing. It's a man thing.
What?
So he understands from a man
I do.
perspective. He gets 100% what I'm trying
I
to say.
do. Trust me.
What?
Okay.
What you
But
trying
as
to
far
say?
as what you're saying,
It's been a while.
nah, not even that. But like,
What?
you do
I
things
didn't
as a
get
man,
Yeah.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, Dad, I want to be better.
that. Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Now, as far as like things happen.
Takes time.
It takes
gets to where
time.
You need
What
to
does
get to.
things happen mean?
Like sex happens.
Listen.
Now, I'm not perfect.
Let's not talk about it. Cause I'm
Yeah, I
gonna go
think-
all the way in.
I'm not perfect.
Yeah, that's
We can't talk-
another.
we can't
yeah,
talk
I
about
think
that.
you should.
That's something I gotta
Listen,
work
we gotta
on.
say bye to the
You know what I'm
people.
saying?
We've been on here for an hour and a
But I
half.
think it
makes sense.
depends on where your mind frame is on it.
Look, Nick said,
Because-
let's talk about
My
it.
No,
mind
I'm
frame
sorry.
is-
I wasn't going to ignore him. He
You
was
gonna
asking a
make it go
question.
all the way
I
in,
think
don't
that
do
she
it.
should cut this, and then because you don't want to tell all
No.
your personal business.
No,
on
let's
there.
talk
giving
about
you all
it
the
next time.
truth.
We
This
can
is
talk
singles
about sex.
exposed.
truth.
This is
Right.
what it's
It's
supposed to
hard.
Let's
be.
talk about sex next time.
You want
That's all
sex,
I'm
right?
You
saying.
said it a lot
Do you
of
want
times.
sex, though?
Yeah, everybody wants sex.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
trying to
about
say.
that. I don't know about
That's
that.
scripture,
Yeah, some
Rob.
people want sex
I don't
more.
know about that.
I'm learning
Right.
that.
Everybody has certain levels of their sexual intensity.
Okay, some
Someone
people want
wrote
sex
about that
more.
scripture.
Some people
Yes.
get it sex easier than others.
Yeah.
Right?
Who said that? I could get sex when I walk out the door.
Who
I
said
could get
that?
sex from anywhere. How is getting sex not easy?
Nah.
You
It's
can
easy
get
for
sex
women.
easy.
No,
It's
and
harder
I
for
have
men.
heard that it's easier for women.
It's harder for me.
As a-
Oh, it's
to
harder
men.
for men to get sex?
Yeah, way harder.
Unless
Why?
you
Unless you
Because you
have.
pay
have to
for it.
manipulate?
Unless you pay for it.
Manipulate.
Unless you
Wait,
pay
wait,
for
wait!
it.
I have a question. I have a question. In all honesty, right?
We need to cut this.
You gotta
Is it?
manipulate
I
somebody.
can't ask that question on there.
You gotta
Okay.
manipulate. You
'Cause I
gotta
really
manipulate
wanna
somebody.
know
Don't cut
that
this. Hold on a
perspective.
second.
We gotta go.
Nobody
We
has to
can't
get
go here
manipulated
right
for
now.
Ask
sex.
Why is it
ask
hard?
the-
Everybody has needs.
Ask the
Oh,
question.
he's talking to the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's
who's
right.
here?
Ask the question.
Everybody has needs.
No, I wouldn't ask that
Wait,
question.
what?
Online.
Time
I
to
No.
can't
manipulate.
talk
Cut it
about
then.
this right
Yeah,
now.
y'all think you should cut it?
Can you cut it as the host? Just tell me we gotta go.
Okay, so yeah, we had a great discussion about femininity, the feminist movement, and we got some perspective from the guys, and it was really good. And see you next week. No,
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
And watch the beginning if you need to watch this on a replay. How we talked
God
about
bless.
femininity.
God
Please
bless.
watch it, and so we kind of like put in detail what it is and what
went
people
here.
may think it is, and we went on and on and on and on, and kind of like talked about the balance and compromising, and kind of like you gotta watch it.
Right.
So bye guys, say bye to